Hey guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here, and I am I'm recording this segment of the video having already watched episode 2. I just wanted to bring up something important that is concerning the episode today that I'm sure everybody who has watched the episode, or at least watched the first episode, has found out. And that is that apparently, now again, this is all just going off of what I've seen on non-spoiler Reddit threads and just have heard from the general consensus, is that apparently in this episode it was revealed that this adaptation is actually going to be adapting the New Game Plus route of the original visual novel, I believe. Which again, if anyone doesn't know what a New Game Plus is basically a retelling of everything, but with new stuff and stuff that maybe spoils the original route because you're expected to have already experienced things the first time, right? So basically what that means is a lot of people are, dubbing this as a sequel to the original rather than a remake. Now, again, I do want to get this off right away. I did already watch the second episode. I watched it before having found out any of this information. But I do want to let you guys know that I am still going to be watching this route. First of all, there's a couple reasons why. First of all, I've already watched the second episode and have possibly spoiled myself as to stuff that happens in the Dean version anyways. Second, again, the creators did say that this version would still be a completely suitable series to watch for newcomers who have not watched the original. Third, now, again, I could be wrong because I haven't read the visual novel and I don't know how things go, but I do feel like people might be slightly overreacting to things a little bit, because again, of course, this being a different route, I would imagine that this is going to spoil pretty much the entirety of the Dean adaptation for anybody who watches it, which is fine, because if this is a good enough standalone, I don't even really plan on watching the Dean adaptation at all, right? That's the whole idea. Because let's look at something like Fate Stay Night. Everybody watches Unlimited Blade Works. That is the go-to. That is what anybody who's watched Fate would recommend. Keep in mind, that's not the original route, and that does spoil things from the original Saber route. Nobody cares, though, because it's the old Dean Saber route, and it's honestly not that great in anime format. I do hope it gets a remake, though. And of course, why is it Dean in both cases? Or actually, I didn't even think of it. An even better example would be Fate Zero to Fate Stay Night. I know a lot of people, including me, who actually watched Fate Zero before Fate Stay Night, even though it's a sequel, a prequel, but you're meant to have watched it after watching Fate Stay Night, and it spoils things straight up from Fate Stay Night if you watch Fate Zero first. I watched Fate Zero first, and I enjoyed the fuck out of it. And in fact, I know a lot of people who have watched Fate Zero as a standalone and have not seen anything else from Fate, and say that Fate Zero is one of their favorite animes. So there are cases where, sometimes things get a little bit mixed up. In this case, there's going to be a lot of people watching this series who don't even know that it's somewhat of a sequel to the original Higurashi. But anyways, again, I still believe, again, even having not watched or read the visual novels, I still feel like this is going to be a fine thing for people to watch without having watched the original. The first 2 episodes are still very engaging to me, and I still feel like everything makes sense as of right now. I'm not sure if the changes have already happened or if they're yet to come, but I still plan on watching this. And again, my decision has partly been made by the fact that I've already watched the second episode. Yeah, that's kind of all I got for you guys. Again, sorry if you guys, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, Spherical, please, I want you to watch the original. This is going to spoil the original. Please, please, please. We're already watching it, man. We're already doing it. If it ends up being you know what? If this ends up not being suitable for newcomers, I get to blame the creators because they said it would be. So that's all I'm going with. Anyways, cue the reaction to episode 2 of Higurashi 2020. Or I guess it's they see, I will say I do feel like this was a little bit scummy. They didn't reveal what this would be until this episode. They changed the title on the official title of the series to whatever the arc that it's adapting is, which is really cool for like hardcore fans, but I feel like a lot of people who maybe wanted to watch this and the Dean version and maybe thought that this would be a complete remake, I feel like that is kind of scummy. But, because I mean, at the end of the day, I guess what I'm trying to say is, will this be a much different experience than watching the Dean version? Probably, yeah. Will things be told out of order and possibly things will be revealed earlier than normal or yada yada? probably, yeah. But, you know, at the same time, it'll be a different experience to me. Anyways, cue the reaction. All right, guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here, and we are back today with episode number 2 of Higurashi 2020. Last week, we had what I would consider to be a great first episode. And honestly, this kind of comes as a surprise to me, but this might be the show that I am looking forward to watching on a week-to-week basis the most in this season. And again, I think that's just because the horror genre and anime as a whole is so non-existent. Like, to find a good horror anime, like, it's like finding the One Piece. They rarely they rarely ever come by. And it is also, you know, add on to that the fact that there are a lot of horror anime out there. It's just that most of them are shit. So it's, you know, I don't know, it's just very refreshing. I mean, when's the last, I have no clue when the last currently airing horror anime that I've watched has been. I can't think of anything from this year, for sure not. Last year, I don't think so either. I think, honestly, the closest thing from last year would have been maybe, like, The Promised Neverland in the first episode. And, of course, that is not horror at all. But that's, like, the closest thing I can think of. So, again, that just shows how refreshing this is to me. Very much looking forward to this episode. Again, last time on, looks like shit might be going a little downhill here. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a case of, like, so something's gonna happen that's gonna like interrupt what was happening at the ending of the episode, and then everybody's just gonna go about their day like nothing happened or some shit. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. I'm jumping right into the episode. Let's start. What's this? Oh, we didn't get the opening last week either. We got the song. Apparently the song is, by the way, the original opening song. Is this a dream? What the fuck? Okay. Sure. What? 100 years. Okay, this is odd. So, okay, this is weird. So she's having to repeat this for some reason until she. Okay, I don't know, dude. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Yo, this looks clean. Is this the same song? I don't think this is the same song from last episode, is it? This song is catchy as hell. Okay, that was a great opening. All right. A little bit. I don't know if you ever want to come back here. This is... All right, back to school. Nothing happened. We're all good here. The king of outdoor free-for-alls. Wait, what? What is it? Oh, tag. Zombie tag. Oh. Well, what if you're it first? Exactly. That's rough. Fucking narcs, what the hell? This is a battle of wits here. Oh, wait, don't trust anybody. I don't like this. Don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody. That's the #1 rule of tag. Yep. Here we go. No, leave her. Oh, great. They're the only two left. Yikes. How the fuck did they even get up there? Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of game over at that point. She was 200 IQ. Nice. The strat, the unbeatable strat. I don't want to go after the Kenta-kun statue. I think we need to leave it and pretend it doesn't exist. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yep. Yep. No objections here. I don't know. I'm not actually certain whether or not that's gonna end up being the body. Like they're gonna find some shit here, but I don't know. He looks kind of fake. I was gonna say he started getting that like murderous vibe going on there for a second, but that didn't happen yet. We're still just seeing signs of shit, but we haven't seen the shit yet. Yeah, okay, it is just a thing. They're still going to find a body here. I'm convinced. That looks awfully sus. Why'd you have to wrap him up? Oh, hey, it's cameraman again. For some reason, this guy seems most sus out of anybody here, even though he's just a random ass dude. I feel like that's a cover up. I do too. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I totally thought, nah, he couldn't be, right? Yeah, we're on to him. We're on to him. We'll let it be for now, but we'll keep an eye on good old Birdman. What is it? Oh, why is she the only one who's... Okay, it's party time, baby. Haha. Jeez, how old is he? This is an awkward conversation to be having with a bunch of kids, but okay. 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 Or is this the performance? Dude, the animation looks clean. Dude, this is clean. Okay. Is that his girlfriend? Okay. Ending time. Alright, so it seems like the ending is gonna be like the happy counterpart to the opening. The wholesome counterpart? This scene was very interesting. Or maybe not so wholesome anymore. I think we've left the wholesome realm of the ending. Yeah, I think that's safe to say, for sure. Also, shout out to the 22nd, because it's looking like some shit's about to go down then. All right, is that it? So, that was episode number 2 of Higurashi 2020. This episode, I think, sets up, at least for me, seems to be very obviously setting up for some type of loop, because first off we have to talk about the opening scene that completely just put a fucking, like, we were heading down this like path, and then that first scene of the episode kind of just threw a 90-degree angle into everything. So Rika dies. I'm not sure if she's always going to die, but she dies, and now she is re-experiencing these events again, I guess, right? I'm not sure what the 100 years stuff was all about, but she's supposed to die. And so, obviously, this is the events that we're seeing have already happened, right? But again, also on top of that, we have this is like the big tell to me is the calendar that we see every day. We have the exact date of when everything happens. There is absolutely no reason to show that unless we're going to be repeating these events, right? I feel like, because let's be honest, who gives a fuck about dates in general in anime unless they're going to be repeated, right? You see it all the time in Steins Gate, I guess, is an example of repeating events, where like the specific dates, like, you know, something's going to happen on this day and you're waiting for it, right? I feel like that's got to be the reason why they're showing us the dates of like every day, and then also again compounded with, you know, what we saw from Rika at the start of the episode. I gotta believe this is gonna be like a repeat scenario where either they're going to be trying to look for some type of eventual future to happen or to avoid something from happening. That's just a guess. I could be wrong, but it seems like signs are pointing towards that being the case. So on top of that, Rika's character, like, I'm almost looking at her character as if like she's the main character now in a weird way. She's not, but I don't know. It's really weird. So we have that going on. We also have Bird photographer man, who Keiichi went out and said like, hey, this guy seems this guy seems suspect. I just went back to look at his name because I do want to get their names right. Again, it's Tomitake is the name of the photographer dude. I feel like that's a very, I feel like they're trying to bait us with Keiichi saying like, hey, this guy's sus. I don't like him. And then everybody's like, oh yeah, you're right. He actually isn't a photographer. He just is here looking for girls. I feel like that's a bait. Like, I feel like they're trying to get us with like, ooh, it'd be too obvious that he's suspect. And, you know, obviously he's not, but I feel like he is. I feel like he is sus beyond just being here to look for a girlfriend or whatever, right? I feel like there's more than just that. Like, I feel like that was some foreshadowing, some very obviously too obvious foreshadowing to the point where maybe you're supposed to be turned off by that a little bit and to think, oh no, he couldn't be doing anything sus. I feel like he is. Either that, I don't know. I feel like he's involved with the situation and somehow. I think it's very clear that the girls, of course, are they're involved with the murders somehow. We don't know how. I feel like Reina is I feel like she's most definitely killed somebody at this point. And I feel like everybody else is involved to some capacity. And I don't know. They did make KG did bring up the idea that he could be like a spy or investigator. I think that'd be cool if like he was like a hidden spy trying to find out who committed these murders, and these girls are like on the opposing side from him, and like it's gonna be a battle between the two. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Let's talk about the opening and the ending. So the ending, my God, the ending is gorgeous. Some of the, like, I didn't even really realize it at first while watching because I was just kind of looking at some of the images and seeing, you know, what was on them. But just after kind of going back and skimming through the ending, like some of those shots are fucking gorgeous. So again, great ending. The opening is really cool too. So I guess the song that they played last episode, from what I gather, was the original theme song. I guess is just kind of like a one-off thing probably. But the opening and ending songs are both really good. The opening visuals definitely honed in on the more darker side, I think, of what we're about to see rather than the happy comedy side. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, I think this episode felt a lot more tame than the first one, but also kind of just lunged us into the lore of what's happening, I guess. So, But yeah, I mean, I think these first two episodes have been really good. And again, based off of what I've heard from people who have watched the original or read the visual novels or whatever, I have heard that this is so far setting up to be like almost able to be watched as a sequel for people who have already seen the original, yet at the same time, you know, being good enough to be a standalone show for newcomers to have watched. I think that's really cool, and I think that's really rare to see. Like, usually it's either one or the other, right? But regardless, really good episode. And again, I'm looking forward to how this is going to pin out. Again, it looks like so far we are like doing a slow build up. I wasn't sure with the series because, of course, even if you haven't watched the series, you can kind of tell it seems like a show where you have all these the cutesy, you know, cute girls doing cute things side, and then the what the fuck is happening side. So my question going in was like, when are we going to hit 100? You know, is it going to happen right off the bat, or is it going to be this slow build up, kind of drawing us into the characters, drawing us into the setting, into the mystery, and then wha-bam, shit pops off. It seems like it's the second case. It seems like it's a slow build up, which I like. Again, the long con. You love to see it. So yeah, again, loving things so far, and looking forward to next week's episode. So I'm going to leave it off here. As always, early access and full length, that is down at patreon.com/SphericalFilms. And with that out of the way, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys all next week with episode number 3 of Higurashi 2020. Until then, peace out.